Alright, fellers, this is Dat Mage Doe's AX300. It's a mid-rear RS200 looking motherfucker. Where's my controller? There it is. Has an inline 4 mounted midship, making like, I can't remember, but it's way too much power. Going to all four corners. Hard compound tires, thank God. Face only a mother could love, but that's just the RS200. And if I remember correctly, the suspension is basically just cinder blocks, so this ought to be fun. That fucking glitch. Well, it's properly fast, as it should be. It's all-wheel drive, mounted midship. Decent amount of understeer, but that's to be expected. It does oversteer under trail braking, which is going to be very nice. I think it could do with a little bit more red line. Because if I remember correctly, on the power curve, this thing sits happily at red lead like 70, 100 RPM. Well, kind of threw that corner. Because it's making peak power there, but if you stretch that red line out a bit, it could definitely be a bit happier up there. Because it just wants to shift right now. Fucking... that was my fault. Get the feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Hey, you can tell this is mounted midship because the front end is kind of floaty. There's not a whole lot of traction there until you brake. God damn it. I'm not good at driving this car. Oh, is it doing that bouncy engine? Yeah, okay, it's doing the bouncy engine bullshit. That's why it's weird. I'm so glad the automation company fixed that. Camshaft, there we go. That's who did that. Hopefully that doesn't influence the car's handling too much. Even though the center of gravity's fucking just bouncing back and forth. Just really great. God damn it, I fucked up in the same corner. There we go. Thing looks pretty good going sideways. I appreciate the way the fenders, or not the fenders, the wheels are fitted. Looks quite good. The really tight suspension isn't actually hurting this car at all, which I'm quite surprised about. Granted, we haven't gotten to the really rocky ridge part. That's a lot of R's. There's that fucking all-wheel drive traction. This isn't a 4, this is an inline 5. This is making I5 noises. Yeah, those are 5. It's really stable when you open the taps up, which I appreciate. A lot of mid-engine cars like to wander when you get up there in the power band at high speed. I wouldn't really call it torque steer, just very vague handling. And flick. Oh yeah, that was good. The transmission also actually shifts correctly, which is a welcome change. Probably because it's not just blowing the wheels off. Oh, that was borked. That was my bad. Totally missed the apex. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and for a car that kind of reminds me of an MR2, there we go. It doesn't snap oversteer a whole lot. Probably owing to the fact that it's all-wheel drive. Even if you get into the rocky shit, it doesn't seem to affect the car a whole lot. Although that bouncy engine bullshit's really kind of annoying. That's not the fault of the designer. Oh, this does not have ABS. Aw, yeah. Yeah, clutch, tap the handbrake, follow through a throttle, and this thing just powers out of corners. Shit. And we flick. Yes. Oh, that was way too much. That was my fault. Oh my god, the frame rate drop almost killed me there. Ooh, almost clipped that rock. I think when I clutch in for the handbrake, I gotta build up revs because this thing just bogs otherwise. And we flick. And we flick. Yes. Kinda wish the inline 5 sounded better in Beam from Automation. Speaking from experience, inline 5 does not sound like this. It's a lot more diverse in the noises it makes. They got the bottom end right, but they didn't get the top end howl correct. Alright, now we get to the spicy shit. See that mountain? You can climb that. Oh my god, frame rate drop. It's okay, this car just powers out everything, so it doesn't really matter. You can kinda just always add more throttle. Here's that great big sweeper that I love so much. Oh god, I went way too hot into it. We're good. Yeah, it's actually kind of handles like a touring car in the dirt, which is weird. If you lift off, the thing starts to oversteer. And brake, follow through, and it just powers out of it. The power distribution on it is almost perfect. I'd say you could probably throw a bit more power at the rear wheels, but otherwise it's pretty much bang on for what you'd need. Goddamn frame rate drops. I need more RAM. That was a sick flick. Yeah, the front end just eats those ridges up, which is surprising considering the suspension is essentially just a rock. Although it does have high roll angle, so that might be helping there. Oh jeez. It lets you throw it, but it doesn't let you get into too much trouble. It doesn't even like necessarily wash out in the front, it just kind of pushes a bit. Then you tame the front end with the handbrake and it's all good. Ooh, that was a lot of bog. That was my bad. I should have built up revs. Although this car just kind of takes it. Also, these brakes are really good. Although we're starting to see some fade in the front. That's definitely not going to win this car any favors. Pikes Peak is known for absolutely destroying brakes. So designing a car for Pikes Peak and then having relatively small rotors but aggressive pads is not a good idea. That's better for like short track stuff. I guess worst comes to worst, I can always scrub off speed with a handbrake when we get it to the summit. Or I could bork it and we go into the fucking ditch. All-wheel drive saved us though. This should cool him off a bit. It handles like a touring car. That's so weird. And we brake. Oh jeez. Alright. That could have been a hell of a lot worse. These high-speed sections are always sketchy, especially this corner, because I always go in too fast. Not this time, though. Handbrake's gonna save us. There we go. Oh, the front brakes are not cooling off that fast. That's gonna be an issue. We're about to hit another relatively large series of switchbacks. Oh, that was pretty sick. Not optimal line for that corner though. But it was fun! I risked itching my face there. Only on Pikes Peak, where a quarter of a second in itching your face could lead to your imminent demise. Not even Nürburgring has that. Ah, this thing tracks well. It really doesn't wander for a short wheelbase midship car. It does not wander that much. I'm really impressed with it. And there isn't even a whole lot of camber, so like, by all rights, this thing should be kinda walky. But it just isn't. Oh, fuck. Well, that's a roll. Son of a bitch. Can we save it? Can we save it? Oh my god. Oh my god, are we still in this? Holy shit, we're still in this. Alright. I am very impressed with this car now. Because it just rolled. All four wheels are still in relative alignment. And we're still in this. We were going down the fucking hill. Alright, we're almost to the summit too. That would have really pissed me off. We just have one more switchback and then it's golden. Let's not bork it on the sweeper here. Oh, let's not bork it on the sweeper here. Holy shit. Go, 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 go. And a 1232 with a roll. Like, that was an actual crash. So I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. I'm going to say that was a 1222. 806. Yeah, this car's really good. Whoops. It definitely suffers from the wonky engine syndrome as it flies through the air with the greatest of ease. But surprisingly, that didn't really affect its handling that much. It got a little sketchy on the top end of the track with all the ridges. The entire drivetrain is shifting. What the fuck? Camshaft, get your shit together. This is an issue. This car would have been absolutely unstoppable if it didn't have that issue.